Rav Avigdor used to quote the Rambam. The Rambam writes, "La'olam yarba adam b'shtika." A person should always increase silence. He should increase production of silence. The way Rabbi Miller translated it, a person should always produce silence. He said, you produce silence? Silence is something you produce. Silence is the absence of sound. It's not something that you produce. But if we want to be nitzar l'shoncha, if you want to guard, watch how you speak, you have to learn to produce silence. Keeping quiet, learning to control your speech is a protection for your body. And there's once a lecture where Rabbi Avigdor Miller said, repeat after me, my mouth is my biggest enemy. My mouth is my biggest enemy. My mouth is my biggest enemy. He said, I could say it 100 times, it won't be enough. The amount of damage that we cause by using our mouths indiscriminately, by not thinking before we speak, is tremendous damage. And Rabbi Miller told this story. So there's a woman who went Shabbos for a meal to her in-laws. She went with her husband to the house, and something happened during the meal. She got upset at her husband, whether he was scolding one of the kids or something, and she just got annoyed, and she just snapped, and she says, you're just like your father. And she forgot that his father was sitting there. Had the father not been working on himself to control his speech, he would have answered back. He would have said, well, he's just like me, and who are you, and what are you like? It would have been a war. But the father kept quiet. A few months went by. The wife was terribly embarrassed at what happened. And it was Erev Yom Kippur, and she picked up a phone. She calls her father-in-law, and she says, I'm so embarrassed. I beg you, please forgive me. I need to apologize for what happened that Shabbos. And he's on the other side of the phone, and he says, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. She says, remember that time we were there for Shabbos? And he didn't remember. He said, I'm sorry, I don't remember. And when Rabbi Miller told the story, he said, imagine had the father answered. Oh, would he have remembered? But what happened? He learned you don't have to answer back. You don't have to speak always. What could have been a major incident just passed by. So he was saved from so much heartache just by keeping quiet. You're going into a social event, you're going to somewhere where you're going to speak to people. So you think, for the first minute, I'm going to be completely quiet. Otherwise, you go in, you meet somebody, you talk. You're not programmed to think. You're not used to thinking before you speak. So sometimes words come out of our mouths that we regret later. So once you have that minute of silence, that buffer that's going to cause you to think, once you produce that silence, everything that you produce afterwards is going to be extremely valuable. The best thing for you is silence.